I'm not even close to being done at this, but I'm just freaking writing the thing on the movie Stay Tuned. And, like, yeah. Friggin'. And I'm probably saying some outrageous things and stuff like that. But I mean, like, I'm only 15 minutes and 6 seconds in. This movie's actually, like, really interesting. And I just mainly stopped it to read this thing right here. Friggin', actually, here, let's see. Let me go back a little bit and turn the volume up. Hold on a second.
On a free trial, it's a whole satellite system, over 600 channels.
And actually, hold on.
I hate to leave you, but I really must say, oh, good night, sweetheart.
Wednesdays at 9. Three Men and Rosemary's Baby.
So, alright, now that you saw that, this is going to make a lot more sense. First channel, 257, and this is at 15 minutes and 6 seconds long in the movie. First channel, 257, three men singing to a baby that is in a crib. It looks like a very ominous snake open mouth. Try to, like, that's my trolling. I'm awful. Very ominous snake, open mouth, a ghost dressed in black. The baby is actually a creature that hisses and vomits, secretes a fluid. It is called Three Men and Rosemary's Baby. Three Wise Men Under the Rose, Rosicrucians, Mary's Baby, Mary Magdalene, because I believe that's, who the Masons and stuff worship. It's not Jesus and stuff, but then, so Three Wise Men Under the Rose, colored glass, with Mary's Baby, Jesus. The song goes, I hate to leave you, but I really must say, creature hissing, oh, good night, sweetheart, spits, Wednesday at 9, Three Men and Rosemary's Baby. Hopefully that isn't a pedophilia reference, or, like I said, that the opposition is smart. And this movie came out in 1992. And this is basically about how the devil just comes into our lives, and just using these things as a way to like, it's not about being religious, just easier way to try and define things. But I really suggest that you all watch this movie. Like I said, like, it's taken me friggin' 2 hours to get to this point, because I wrote a lot, and it's just crazy of like, I support Kanye West and what he's done. I wonder if I can this work. So I really support Kanye West and what he's saying, and because it's needs to be said. How is it that people who are supposed to be like that underwent genocide are a majority of those in power through political, banking, entertainment, media, all that? Why is it that so few are actually like? I mean, it's just crazy, because and the thing is, we're not allowed to talk about these things because, well, look at what happened to Ye. And it's like, it's white people are being demonized now, and well, I mean, it's and sorry, I don't want to get all into race and stuff, but I kind of just did that. Because who's like, what is the most protected group in the entire world? Jews. The Hanukkah, They can't say anything about them. Can't question anything. Malcolm X even said it. You can't. Actually, hold on a sec.
Anti-Semitic.
You've many of the things that I've read about you, and you've made a mention a couple of times about the Jews and everything, and I'm wondering if you are personally anti-Semitic.
No, how can I be anti-Semitic when the Arabs are half the Muslim world is Semitic? If I was anti-Semitic, I'd be anti-Arab and anti-everything else. No, I think that in this country, there's one mistake that the Jews make. They put themselves in a position where whenever anybody gives an objective analysis of the role that they play, they defend themselves by accusing you of being anti-Semitic. And a Negro is not anti-Semitic when he says that the man who's exploiting him in his community is white, because it is a white man who owns all the stores. Now, is it an accident that these whites who own these stores are Jewish? If it's an accident, then the fact that he says the Jew on the corner is exploiting me isn't an anti-Semitic statement. It's just more descriptive of the man who's exploiting him.
So I hope that helps make my point. All right, like of where I stand on things. I mean, it's a description. That's all. Excuse me. There's, like I said, how is it that I'm supposedly a minority, and it's like I can't ask questions about things. Like none of us can, but it's just like, how is it that these people like who have been victimized and all this crap and whatever, and the thing is that they joke about Hitler, but we can't joke about Hitler, like that's anti-Semitic. But freaking Larry David can, put Hitler mustaches on people and stuff. And it's almost like, is that the joke? Like, are they playing? Like, what's the joke that's being played on us? Right? I mean, because look at how many comedians are freaking Semitic. It's alarming amount. It's just how is it that they're on every single board or whatever else? And the thing is, I say that because freaking I'm Gotache, and that's the like we went down to freaking less than 20,000 and stuff. Like we were like Hitler came in and invaded us, and we're displaced, we lost our lands and everything. And because of our ethnic German heritage, when we came over here, everyone thought that we were Nazis and crap. We didn't get a break. And we did almost go extinct. I mean, freaking Gottschee. Gotache. Gotache. I'm still trying, I'm not good with the freaking languages and stuff. Not even English. But, just telling you that, there's rules to these people, like to the powers that be, because it's not only us. And actually, let me just go to another point. Alright, so here's this one skit, and the thing is, how many people actually confess to things? Like they use these things, like entertainment, because they're able to make a public apology and apologize to the entire world. Because they're able to access the world, and so they're able to commit these crimes and tell people exactly what they do, and hey, they're being celebrated, because hey, that's a funny joke, but it's true.
Yes. This is Cecily Barr. Your husband's name was Stephen Barr.
Was. Turning left.
Did your husband drive a 1978 Chevrolet Impala?
What are you saying? If something happened to my Stephen, tell me.
Now watch your reaction to the bad news.
I'm afraid so.
I think it's time for Mrs. Barth to be let in on the fun. Don't you?
Mrs. Barr, look across the street at that van behind me. Look really careful.
Is that,
It's a camera, yes.
You mean
Yes, Mrs. Barth. You're on.
statistic hidden videos? You're Bob. You're Bob. I'm on TV. Oh, guys.
Dish needs adjusted.
And just so you don't have to smuggle them
Dish
up.
needs adjusted.
Gotta improve the reception.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, right? Well, how's this? You receiving this? Are you getting it?
What are you doing? Will you stop it?
I am leaving you, Roy.
What?
I want a man who'd rather touch me than his remote control.
Please hang on a second. Listen, we have to talk.
Oh, it's too late to talk, Roy.
Excuse me. I wonder, like, I should really try doing a live stream, you know, over this and stuff, and like some other movies and breaking down, because like I know that there's like a lot of other people out there who see the same shit that I see, and it's just like, man, you know, how do we get it out there? You know, like, it's just information, man. I mean, they tell us everything that they're doing to us, you know, and who's behind it. That's the thing, is that like once you see who's doing it, oh shit, you know. And it's like, and the thing is that, well, let's get to this.
Fasten your seatbelts, folks. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. And welcome back to
You see, they tell us exactly freaking what it's all fucking show to them. It's all fucking show to them. No matter how much money we make, they make more. And when I say they, I'm not talking about the Semites. I'm talking about the powers that be, because there's a whole echelon of them, you know. And I mean, and it goes into greater factions of these clubs, these orders, these. Why can't I think? I mean, basically like the Masons, the and shit like that. Like, and the skull bones, like all those, you know, type of things. Because, oh yeah, you know, like there's people that, you know, fluff it up and stuff. Oh yeah, that's just a college thing, or yeah, you know, freaking, it's just guys getting together and networking and whatever else, you know, and they just, you know, do real performances. They don't. But the thing is that people get selected from those groups too. It's selection. There's a lot of selection, just like elections. It's selections. And when people install freaking, you know, satellite dishes and whatever else, freaking, when I went to Mason Lodge down in Colonial Beach, Virginia, freaking, one of the guys worked for ADT, offered me a job and stuff, and it's like, you know, and I was trying to actually get in, but because I wasn't in Virginia long enough, what do you call it? Like, I moved back here and I needed to be here, you know, longer. But, anyways, trying to get in to see what's going on and, yeah, breaking down. But, anyways, I mean, I was able to, you know, have lunch with it, or dinner with the guys and stuff. Like, that's a whole different topic. But just knowing, you know, these things and how they have access, and a lot of them are like Freemasons, are law enforcement, in the army, or military armed services and such, and so just seeing their symbology, you know, kind of everywhere, and just like There's no coincidences. I digress.
Now, let's welcome our new contestants, Roy and Helen Nemo! Do you know the rules of our game?
What game?
What? The game with these great prizes, Jay.
Feast your eyes on this. The all-new Napa Crapper 9000.
Napa
You'll
Crapper.
never have to get off your fat, lazy butt again. The Napa Crapper has every amenity. A built-in color TV. It adjusts to you so you don't have to move. No more trips to the kitchen during commercials. Better yet, no more annoying trips to...
You see, they just want to keep us in our chairs. They don't want us to move about. They don't want us to have lives. They want us to relish in their lives.
The bathroom. Your television viewing never has to be interrupted. And of course, win or lose, every contestant takes home a set of Encyclopedia Satanica. And now it's time to...
Encyclopedia Satanica. Very important reference because this movie was filmed in 1992, or it came out in 1992. What was the search engine back then? Encyclopedias.
play. You can win. Back to you guys.
Dictionaries.
First question for you. On your last wedding anniversary, you missed the romantic dinner your wife had planned. The reason? A, car trouble. B, you were running a marathon. C, you were in a bar, swilling beer, watching World Series.
It's car trouble, just like I said.
No! Helen, can you take it?
Wait.
You were watching baseball?
That's right!
Trust me, babe, you looked into the right place. Very cushy down here. I mean, you can cool your heels in here for the rest of eternity. If you...
Oops. What do we see in this picture? I want to go back a little bit. Did I go back?
Trust me, babe, you looked into the right place. Very cushy down here. I mean, you can cool your heels in here for the rest of eternity. If you kiss the right ass. And let me tell you, these lips ain't calloused for nothing.
Some kind of comedian?
I went shopping for Liberace in Vegas.
Great.
This is the Jumbotron. Beauty, isn't it? It's got all the bells and whistles. This is our official scoreboard. Keeps track of the SBIs, souls, batted in. Kind of a sport.
Friggin', pardon.
This is the Jumbotron. Beauty, isn't it?
Sorry.
It's got all the bells and whistles. This is our official scoreboard. Keeps track of the SBIs, souls, batted in. Kind of a sports thing.
Time for the sight bounds. Punch him up. The Seidenbaums. Yearning for exotic locales. This episode takes them to Tokyo. They're having a wonderful time, starring in their own movie. It's the Seidenbaums versus the gigantic snake-footed lizard! Oh!
Accident on the set. Oops. See how easy it is for people to disappear?
Sayonara, Mrs. Seidenbaum.
Be trafficked.
That's entertainment.
Oh, he's good. He's so good.
Shocking.
Sir, this is Pierce, our new intern.
Mr. Pierce, if you can't stomach the sight of blood...
It's not the blood I find distressing. It's your lack of subtext.
Film school graduate.
Yes, sir. USC. I did my thesis on Kurosawa and Spike Lee.
Mr. Pierce, let me educate you about our organization. Here at Hellvision, we've turned the process of soul acquisition into an entertainment extravaganza, and all for the benefit of one very demanding viewer below.
The boss himself. And I don't mean Springsteen.
He has an enormous appetite for this.
what's really interesting, I just noticed, and I might have to watch this part back, is how equator. I always get them confused. I believe this is Capricorn, this is Cancer. Sine wave. This is the horse parallel. This is the psychic parallel. Psychic energy. Right here. And we see what I mean, this is the situation. You know, let me just go back because let me just keep it here and we'll play it back and go over again. But that's really interesting. 33-degree parallels. 0, 33, 33. North, south. As above, so below. Checkered board. Checkers. You see, like, he has an enormous appetite for misfortune.
Himself, and I don't mean Springsteen, has an enormous appetite for misfortune. It's our job to supply him with an eclectic offering of light amusements. No subject!
Don't go away, Gables. It's time for the final question.
Alright, so you see what I'm saying? And this is PG. Stay tuned. And it tells the story. And you can believe me or not. That's up to you. I mean, the thing is, like, I've been writing on this, and like, I haven't even gone beyond this point because, you know, in a television program, and they're telling us visually what they want us to think. Entertainment, enter, and tain is actually freaking what they used to use back in the day for making mirrors. It was the you had glass and then you put tain on it. Well, so that's actually kind of funny because antennas, right? You know, mirrors, right? Of mentality, government, control mentality. You see? I mean, like, it's just crazy. Friggin', let's see, yeah, like, oh no, I think I went over this a little long and such, but I mean, I'm gonna try and like do a better breakdown of this too. I might, or just try and figure that. But the thing is, oh yeah, actually, let me go back to something here because who's kissing, like. So, let me bring that back. So, no, not there. Oh, pardon. Man in Black, right?
Murray, get the door! I've just grown out of these trips. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be the great white hunter.
Sorry to disturb you at this hour, Mr. Seidenbaum, but you have been personally selected to receive a most irresistible offer.
He's giving me instructions like I'm still a little boy.
Realized you found Princess Douglas. I'm surprised.
So you see that they're portraying the average, home and stuff. Not exactly a Man in Black vehicle.
Roy, Your boring little life is about to become much more exciting.
He trading Babe Ruth to the Yankees, and he changed the franchise with one move.
That was a bad move.
Mr. Nabel.
11:33. And actually, wait, let me just go back to something else. I'll go through that clip too. Hold on, like the seconds of it.
I mean, you're just shutting yourself off from everything and everybody. Are you having problems?
Nothing is by accident, like in these things, right? I mean, like that's, yeah. Anyways.
From all your failures and woes at the touch of your thumb.
Just to make certain that we see, like, he represents evil and such.
You place. You fence.
Oh, yes.
Or,
Duality. Duelers.
kill anyone?
Of course not. Look, Mr.
Spike, at your service.
Alright.
You fence.
Oh, yes.
Or, kill anyone?
Of course not. Look, Mr.
Spike, at your service.
What exactly is it that you're selling?
Attractive, the little woman. You two having difficulties?
Well, I don't see how
I know all about you, Roy. Success. It's like a fly buzzing around your head. You reach for it, give it a rabbit, and all you get is nothing. You're tired of nothing, Roy. And so you just want to hide from everything in here. But she gives you hate, right? Roy, wait till she gets a load of this. 666 channels of heart-pounding, skull-blasting entertainment. Comedy, drama, hot oil aerobics like nothing you've ever seen.
Sex. I mean, TV's the drug. You know, like, and hey, this is gonna make you the man. You know, like this is a confidence man. You know. But against man, one of our own, right?
Brother, unlimited entertainment snatched from the ether and slammed into your brand new 44-inch, 900-line resolution, 3-way expanded matrix Dolby.
44-inch, 3-way, like freaking, or 900-line resolution, 3-way expanded matrix. Expanded matrix. Like
Stereo TV, right?
3-way, 3-dimensional.
Here, Roy. A new TV? Straight from the temple of high tech. Make this thing
Black
look like
boxes.
a Velcro, you know? Some people would give their souls for a system like this, figuratively speaking. I'm just saying here, and we're in business.
And I'm going somewhere with this.
I can't.
But just remember this point right here.
All right.
So,
Good night, Mr. Nabel.
making things a little bit easier.
Did I?
A cross? Those are American flags. Right? So, and there's no mistakes. There's no mistakes, continuity and such. They're thinking, like, these are all performances, rituals.
I mentioned, free trial. Free?
The devil cheated. You can't cheat, there's rules. And we see that's the portal. Let's just get to the next one. Oh, actually here.
We'll be in touch.
No. Oops.
Well, Roy, all set for the TV adventure of a lifetime. Now remember, you'll have to adjust the dish to fine-tune reception, like this.
the storm.
Enjoy your new system, Roy. We'll be in touch.
Hey, that was a dead end.
That was a dead end. It's like he just cheated on his wife, but he didn't really cheat. It's a free trial.
Hi.
Ho, ho, ho. So they're going to hell. I've never. Why is that in the background? And it's checkered. Because Masons love their checkers. And just look at those lights. They're just blinking all radically. Is it a code? It possibly could be. Excuse me. But I can't go that far because I'm not really too certain. I mean, it could be Morse code or something. It could be friggin' binary. I'm not too certain. But now I'm going to show you, go back to that contract thing. I think this is the one.
I believe that they gave me a raw deal because this fucking industry is a monster. It's the same monster that these Me Too bitches was trying to tell you about. But they hate the monster for how it fucks. And I hate that monster for how it eats. But my God, man, it's the same monster. When I quit the show, all my friends would say, well, fuck them, Dave. Why don't you just do Chappelle's show at another network? Yeah. And why doesn't a slave run from one plantation to another plantation because the master over there might be nicer?
Hold on a second.
Do you know why Prince, the famous rock star that was a friend of mine, do you know why he called himself the artist when he came back? He calls himself the artist because that's what they call us in our contracts. Oh, these contracts are crazy. You should hear the terminology they say in these contracts. To use your name and likeness in perpetuity throughout the universe. Who the fuck could possibly know what that means? Nobody does. It's so complicated, in fact, that when you're a kid like me, you have to hire somebody to tell you what that means. And you sit down at a table and you do the contract game. And that's how I got with Comedy Central. I signed the contract. But I signed the contract the way the 28-year-old expectant father that was broke signs a contract. I was desperate. I needed a way out. And it wasn't good money and it wasn't good circumstances. But what else am I going to do, I said. And all these white people sitting at that table told me, trust us, Dave, it's a good contract. And I looked around the table and they all seemed to agree it was a good contract. But what if it was like that game of three-card Monte? What if they were all friends and I didn't know it?
Watch it.
And the bag of money was Iceberg's money in the first place. What was I talking about? What was I trying to tell you? Last week, 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, I call Lauren Michaels and I tell him, okay, I'll do it. I'll do Saturday Night Live on election night. And the day I made that phone call, the day I committed to it, it gets announced that Netflix is streaming Chappelle's show. Not just Netflix. HBO Max is streaming it too. I'll tell you another story about HBO. No,
don't clap them.
Did you know, before Chappelle's show was at Comedy Central, I pitched that show to HBO. I told them what I wanted to do. Now, these are executives. All they have to do is say, yeah, we'll take it, or no, thank you, we won't. But they didn't say either of those things. They went too far. They said, literally, what do we need you for? That's what they told me. As they kicked me out of the office. What do we need you for? And here we are, all these years later, and they're streaming the very show that I was pitching to them. So I'm asking them, what do you need me for?
Excuse me. He's gone through hell.
People think I made a lot of money for Chappelle's show. When I left that show, I never got paid. They didn't have to pay me because I signed the contract. But is that right? I found out that these people were streaming my work, and they never had to ask me, or they never had to tell me. Perfectly legal because I signed the contract. But is that right? I didn't think so either. That's why I like working for Netflix. I like working for Netflix because when all those bad things happened to me, that company didn't even exist. And when I found out they were streaming Chappelle's show, I was furious. How could they not? How could they not know? So you know what I did? I called them and I told them that this makes me feel bad. And do you want to know what they did? They agreed that they would take it off their platform just so I could feel better. That's why I fuck with Netflix. Because they paid me my money, they do what they say they're gonna do, and they went above and beyond what you could expect from a businessman. They did something just because they thought that I might think that they were wrong. And I do. I think if you are fucking streaming that show, you're fencing stolen goods. They stole that from me.
So, yeah, hold on a second. Now maybe people can see what I'm talking about. Like, and I do know what I'm talking about. I'm not making things up. I can link things together. Alright? I know who the Wizard of Oz is. Well, I don't know. But the thing is, I know freaking who's protecting them. And it's not just the Semites. It's anyone that's playing that fucking game. It's just being ran by the bad Semites, I guess. Like, as Malcolm X was saying, there's no other way around it. P.S. Aren't all crimes against someone else shouldn't they all be considered hate crimes? Yeah, that's what I thought too. Defining you get more punishment because of freaking. Well, I don't know. Like, this person is. It's not freaking. Like, I mean, specifically, like, attacking someone because of, certain things. Like, well, that's just beliefs. Like, a person's ritualistic practices. And I'm not saying that all rituals are bad, brushing your teeth, like brushing one's teeth, taking a shower, pooping, peeing, those are rituals that we all perform. Or hygiene and stuff. Like, that's a ritual. There you go. Like, routines. Right? But, I digress. I really hope this helps pull back the, pulls the blinders off, opens one's mind to see, like, how long has this been going on? And, just going back to, actually, let me finish this off real quick. Oops.
No more trips to the kitchen during commercials. Better yet, no more annoying trips.
That's what they think of us. You know, and friggin' batteries. Psychic batteries.
To the bathroom, your television viewing.
And now, with everything I just showed, yeah, we're going to watch this one again. And I'll show you what I see.
Very cushy down here. I mean, you can cool your heels in here.
I see freaking an executive of the Semitic Orient bringing a young graduate underneath to the underground to show people, show him how it actually works. And this is 1992. Freaking what was, what started happening? Freaking East Side, West Side. Freaking Tupac Notorious. Freaking, like I said, the cultural influences. Look at Professor Griff. Alright? Like, freaking, here's a guy that, obviously, like, this intern, is obviously smart, like, paid his due, he's not from the hood. But the thing is, he is can help with that demographic in order to bring more of his culture, ethnicity to the table. Diversity. Freaking, he was, like, and that's the damn thing is, like, why why have ethnic groups been, aside from the Semites, been away from, like, there's not enough diversification. But now it is, because, well, it wasn't about equal rights and everything like that, or else the powers that be would actually be doing something about that and using this power for good instead of their own personal greed. And that's the unfortunate thing, is that they're not doing it. They're not doing that. They're using they're not helping us. They're using this technology against us, and they're using Operation Mockingbird and MK Ultra, sociology, psychology. There's a lot that goes into this stuff. That's why I'm all over the place, because it's like, it's hard to, like, while I'm trying to paint a picture of things, and I don't know, like, everyone's understanding, so, and I'm trying to make things connect, because that's how I remember things, is through connection.
For the rest of eternity, if you kiss the right ass. And let me tell you, these lips ain't calloused for nothing.
Some kind of comedian?
I went shopping for Liberace in Vegas.
Great.
This is the Jumbotron. Beauty, isn't it? It's got all the bells and whistles. This is our official score.
And that's the damn thing, is this guy, he's performing, like, this is like really what happens. This is how it really goes. It's they're in control, and they figure, and they play against each other and stuff, or play, or it's all about control. And like I said, and whose ass is he kissing, and it shows. Like, there's a force even greater than the Semites, and that's pretty much what it comes down to, is that it's like, everyone wants to blame them, but it's not, because there is, like, up at those levels, there is a diversification. It's just that certain groups, a certain group is the minority, and he is the minority. Or majority, pardon me. He's the majority. Right? But they went through genocide. I'm not being anti-Semitic or whatever else. This may come across that way, but friggin' that's just because people are not seeing what I'm seeing. And the thing is that friggin', he's passing the torch to the next generation and such, and because it's about, it is about uplifting, but at the same time, as we see, souls will be taken in order to lift the chosen.
Time for the sighting bonus.
And so,
Some kind of comedian? I went shopping for Liberace in Vegas. Great. This is the Jumbotron. Beauty, isn't it? It's got all the bells and whistles. This is our official scoreboard. Keeps track of the SBI's souls batted in. Kind of a...
Oh, come on. On the leg.
Time for the sighting bonus.
Punch him up. The Poseidon bombs. Yearning for exotic locales. This episode takes them to Tokyo. They're having a wonderful time, starring in their own movie. It's the Poseidon bombs versus the gigantic sticky-footed lizard.
So what I was just thinking of there is like, I just want a trip to freaking Paris or something like that. Like someone, just won Wheel of Fortune and they went on a trip. All of a sudden they disappear, and maybe they're like told certain things. Oh wow, and they're seduced outside and people just disappear. Souls taken. It's this is truly a spiritual war, and the thing is that if people this doesn't make sense, then they don't understand quantum physics, the quantum realm, and fuck.
The idea that all life is interconnected is an enduring spiritual tradition. Now, one group of scientists think advances in computer technology may help them to prove it exists and reacts to major events worldwide.
See how this is pretty old footage.
And this computer and the small box attached, codenamed the Egg, might hold the answer.
It was a program that started in about 1979 in the engineering school at Princeton, run by Robert John and managed by Brenda Dunn. I came in 1980 and spent 22 years there before I retired, doing things that sound